What's up everybody, my name is JustJarrod and welcome back to another No Man's Sky video. In this video we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, and that is underwater in No Man's Sky. Now, underwater is a huge topic for me. We'll get to why it is at the end of this video, but we're just going to focus on what is underwater, what you do underwater, what could be underwater, what I want to see underwater. We'll see. Let's begin. So, to start things off, you can actually find underwater planets, right? So Sean has mentioned that you can find underwater planets or mostly underwater planets. Obviously, we know that you cannot land your ship in the water or you will crash it, so there has to be some part of the planet that is not underwater. This means that there will probably be a small piece of land or like a trade station where you can land your ship, park your ship, and there will probably always be a trade station, because what happens if you were to crash your ship into the water, then you wouldn't ever be able to leave because there would just be nothing. So you would have to either buy a new ship, which means there would have to be a trade station, or you'd just be stuck there. So expect to be some kind of trade outpost, trade station on this piece of land, and then mostly the entire planet underwater after that. So there will be underwater planets, but there will be also some strip of land where you can land your ship, buy a new ship, etc. Alright, so there can be underwater planets. Now, what is underwater? Alright, so we know there's fish underwater, we know there's creatures, and we do know that there can be large creatures underwater. Now we do, just like the giant Godzilla-sized creatures that we can supposedly find in No Man's Sky, those can be underwater. We can find giant creatures underwater as well as finding creatures in the air that are giant as well. We can find these huge creatures anywhere. It's a procedural game, procedural creatures, they can be anywhere, but they can be huge. So remember that. If you're underwater, you see a huge creature, it's gonna happen. It can happen. I don't know if it's gonna happen if you're extremely lucky, but it can happen, so watch out for giant sharks and whatnot. Now, we do know that there's flora, there's plants, there's resources underwater that you can gather. We've seen it in old gameplay where there's little cubes, glowing cubes of resources that you can gather underwater. Not sure if that's changed since then. That was about a year and a half ago and we've seen that, but we haven't seen that since then. We also know that there can be underwater caves or cave networks, which I'm super stoked for because caves are just mysterious in their own way, and if you find an underwater one, that's just even better. And we know that there are crashed ships underwater. We don't know if you can salvage anything from crashed ships at all yet in No Man's Sky, but if you can, salvaging crashed ships underwater would probably be awesome. So, now also, underwater buildings are a thing in No Man's Sky. I have seen them. Here they are. Here's an image, some footage actually, of underwater buildings in No Man's Sky. Now, this footage was taken, it was from a video where Sean Murray was showing a crowd of people how procedurally generating planets actually looks and how it works. I will link that video for you guys down in the description, but it's cool because he sees this, he jumps to a planet, notices the underwater, kind of structures, buildings there, and he just sits there and lets us look at it before turning away, which is really cool. So we are gonna see underwater buildings in No Man's Sky. And so that kind of leads me to, if there is an alien race that resides underwater and lives in said buildings, that would be really interesting to see. It would be really hard to find them, I guess. If they were only underwater, you'd have to look everywhere. So yeah, that'd be super awesome if alien races could reside underwater. Now, moving on, what can you do underwater? You can swim underwater. Your suit comes equipped with a flashlight so you can see underwater. We don't know if you can shoot underwater. We haven't been shown that at all. I'm sure you can kill fish, so maybe that would mean you'd be able to shoot underwater. I don't know how that works. Also, what if you just go in the water and kill a heaping ton of fish? Will the Sentinels come after you? Yes, Sentinels can shoot through the water. We saw that in one video of IGN First last year when they were covering No Man's Sky. So Sentinels, at least back then, could shoot through the water. Not sure if you can shoot through the water though. That has not been shown. We know you can use your jetpack in the water as you swim. And we do not know if there's submarines in the game. I'm going to assume no, just like there's not land vehicles in the game. If there were submarines, yes, it would make underwater travel a lot easier, but then it would take out the whole survival or exploration. I guess exploration would be there, but it's a survival game, right? It's kind of, do I want to chance going underwater to find good things, to explore these, you know, unseen underwater caves, or do I want to not die, basically, is like the if. So with a submarine, you'd be so much more protected. There'd be no point to upgrade your suit with like, because you can upgrade your suit to survive longer underwater or to go deeper underwater. If you just had a submarine, those suit upgrades would just be, they'd be void. Like, there'd be no point because you'd have a submarine to just take you there. So I don't think there's going to be submarines, just like I don't think there's going to be land vehicles. Definitely not at launch, but maybe after they'll think and add something. But you can go really, really far down in water. Sean has talked about in an interview in a video one time I've watched that he said he saw something underwater, right, that he wanted to go get. He saw like this waypoint on his map, on his compass down there that was interesting. He was so inclined to go get that he didn't make it. He drowned on the way. That's how far you can go down without finding, like, without getting to the sea floor. So it is a deep, dark underwater. Definitely gonna be exciting to adventure around underwater. So getting to why I'm excited about Underwater No Man's Sky. Most of you know, or at least people who have been here for a while, as I've mentioned it in live streams or in other videos. In video games, I have a fear of underwater. Just in video games for some reason. Real life, it's kind of iffy, it's not as bad. But in video games, just a bunch of video games, I could name off a few, but I'm not going to. I am afraid of underwater in any video games I have learned. They freak me out, I never know what's under there. So it's going to be fun in No Man's Sky. And by fun, I mean I am going to be doing, this might be the first time that I've announced this on the channel. I don't think I announced it in my video where I talked about what I was doing when No Man's Sky releases. But I will be doing a No Man's Sky series on my channel just about me finding an underwater creature in No Man's Sky that is huge, right? That's a big thing for me that I want to do, is find a ginormous underwater creature. And I plan on doing a series just about that, just about exploring underwater. And it's going to be fun because I am going to be scared to death about it. Because right now, like, even playing the most, you know, kiddie-like game, I was playing Ratchet and Clank a few weeks ago, and I got scared of the fish underwater, okay? Like, it's not a lie, it's pretty bad. So this is going to be a fun series to do. And this might be the first time I'm talking about it, but expect that on my channel. I cannot wait for that. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up for me. Comment down below. Let me know what you want to see underwater, or if you think we'll have submarines in the game, whatnot. Just anything about underwater, about my series I talked about, whatever you want. Just leave me a comment, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up for me, like I said. Subscribe for anything and everything No Man's Sky. My name has been JustJarrod, aka the No Man's Sky Guy, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.